there's just kind of a different thing about the Lord. That's what I think I'm most surprised about, that you would leave a team and go to their rival just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And it used to be, you could do that, but you had to get cleared by the head coach. Mm-hmm. He had to sign off on it, or you could transfer over there. You're going to have to sit out anyway, the way the old rules were. But he could tell you, like, hey, it's okay for you to go to this school, and this school. I got some contacts here. I'll reach out to them. But you can't go here. You can't go here. I won't sign off of it. So which means you could go there, but you wouldn't be on scholarship because the coach wouldn't sign off on it. So now that's changed where, you can just pop over to your rival. I mean, we see players going to, Tennessee and Alabama, going from those schools. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, LSU, people in Arkansas don't like LSU at all. So, it's like a slap in the face when they see a player from Arkansas just going to LSU. So it is kind of weird. It's very NFL in a lot of ways. And I just wonder, like, I understand, like, you should be able to make moves like that, but you also, like, when you're in the NFL and you go from one team to its rival, so you go to Dallas to Washington, there are still things that they're going to have to pay for. Like, Dallas is going to get something back, when that player leaves, and this is just free and clear. So you invest in this player for 4 years. He uses your facilities. He puts all his, you're going to school at your university, and I get it. You're profiting off of him too. But at the same time, college football is the least regulated sport from junior high to the NFL. It's the least regulated out of any level of football. Yeah. In terms of being able to move. I mean, there's cases in Arkansas all the time of players, changing schools, and another school will, object to it, and then we've got a court case. You don't see that in college. I mean, you can just pop over wherever you want.
Trey, in terms of, and kind of in line with that, it's the NIL era now, right? It's the transfer era, the NIL era, all of that. How do you feel like Arkansas has kept up with the Joneses, so to speak? How are they, in your opinion, riding the wave of NIL and adapting to that?
I think they are. I don't see like a whole lot. Like, I saw KJ Jefferson did an Invisalign deal. Cool. I'm sure. Well, how much did that pay?
Yeah, right. He got straight teeth, though.
It's an Instagram post,
Yeah.
So, like, he's a starting quarterback at Arkansas. I think what they've got to figure out a way to stop doing is recruiting based on NIL, like buying recruits. That's what's happening. You get to college and stuff, and you're making a name for yourself, and somebody wants to pay you fair market value to endorse a product. I think that's fine. But what I don't like about the NIL is we are seeing recruits going places where they're paying the highest dollar.
Right.
And you're supposed to go to college because it's got your major. You really jived with the players there. You like the coaching staff. The town blew you away. Those kinds of things. And in addition, hey, I could probably make some money at this school. That should be one factor, but it shouldn't be I'm going there because they're basically going to pay me this amount of money. Arkansas has done some good things. There are some charitable organizations but again, 75% of that, of a 501c3 has to go, I think it's 75%, has to go to the actual charity. So it's not like they're just like, bankrolling these kids. They're, it's a way to get these guys some money to start a charitable organization, basically, and also they make some money being, the front man for it, being the face of the organization. So, there are those kinds of things. We see some stuff with, car dealerships or, lawyer commercials and, those kinds of things like that. I haven't seen anything like, I don't think like Northwest Arkansas is home to Tyson Foods, the world's largest meat producer, Walmart. So not Target, but Walmart, a lot better. But Walmart, which is the world's largest retailer, but you're not going to see those big companies like that put their name, behind, a 19-year-old kid that hasn't developed any kind of reputation. I don't think that's like what we're seeing. I think it's more smaller, car dealerships, law firms, those kinds of things.
Hey, to my defense, they show you for like 3 days propaganda videos that are clearly were at that time pointed at Walmart and Kmart. Now Kmart's gone by the wayside, but they were specifically like Target wears red shirts and both those companies wear blue shirts. And when they're showing how not to do something, they show a guy in a blue shirt. I didn't think about it once until I walked into a Walmart and went like, oh, this is what they're trying to tell me is bad. So